Yes, people. Arsenal 3, Tottenham 2. This is a W. I'm a saver. I had a lot of J rice today. It's not often I eat jollof rice, It's not often I eat it. But when I do eat it, it's a special occasion. When I eat rice, I got something cooking. The last time I ate rice and really savored it was when we signed Declan. And I'm eating it today when rice and party locked down. Man, that matters. Welcome back to another episode of Fleet Footed, guys. I just wanted to really touch on my post-match thoughts on the North London derby. Now, it's a game that always promises. This is a match that always delivers. Always delivers. But it's interesting. Though it always delivers, we've kind of made light work of going to White Hart Lane the past 2 seasons. Moved to them there last season with Kane and co. And this season we won there 3-2. We were 3-0 up by half time. Obviously, Spurs pulled back 2 goals. But I really wanted to give my quick thoughts on that. So I love dunking on Spurs at their ground. I absolutely love it. Because obviously before the match, I saw people like Fuad talking about, we got bazookas for you. I know my brother would have probably been chatting some rubbish. I know so many of their fans were probably confident saying, oh yeah, we're going to derail their title bid. Yada, 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 yada. People thinking we're Liverpool. We are not Liverpool. This is a different Arsenal, right? So for us to go there and to get the win was powerful. It sent a really powerful statement. Now, it's annoying that Chris Wood misses all his chances and basically helps Man City get that 2-0 win. But we're still alive, We're still alive in this title race, and it's going right down to the wire. And I just want to put it, Gary Neville said he sees us getting 100% of our remaining points. And I agree with him. I 100% believe we're going to beat every single team in this run. I believe we're going to Old Trafford and we're getting the W. Coming to Spurs, for me, is a tougher test than going to United, Even going to Wolves away is a tougher test than going to United. But let me not get super prideful, because United have shown that they're a team that like to do chaos. But I don't even want to talk about United right now. I want to talk about Arsenal versus Spurs. Now, there's a few things I noted about the Spurs match. And it's interesting because I was saying to my brother, I genuinely did not expect us to be 3-0 up by halftime. I expected us to be ahead. If you asked me what my prediction would have been before the match, I would have called 2-1 to us. People were saying, yes, fans were so worried. Oh, they haven't played any games. They're fresh, blah, 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 blah. Our players are tired. All of these sorts of things, blah, 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 blah. All of this scaremongering, basically, right? And which is true to an extent that we're playing more and all of these things. I'm going to get to that point later as to why I think all of that, we're smashing this whole tiredness malarkey. But I will say this. If you ask me before the match, sorry, let's get some water. If you asked me before the match what the score would be between us and Spurs, I actually said 2-1. And the thing is, the game actually went in the exact pattern that I thought it would be. I said 2-1 because I thought we need to have a very, very strong first half. Because truth be told, they would come into the game more. They would come into the They would get some ascendancy in the match the later it went on, because they got fresher legs. But it was interesting watching the match because I actually didn't think Spurs were that bad in the first half. I mean, they were bad in both boxes. Their finishing was terrible, and the defending was absolutely atrocious. They were bad, but I don't think they were. In fact, I would say Spurs probably played better against us here than they did against us when we won 2-0 last season. They were much better. They were much better today than last season. It was reflected in the scoreline with 3-2. But I 100% thought, okay, we're coming here. We need to make sure the crowd are quiet. We need to come here, fast start, get a goal, really dominate the first half like we did against Bayern. Get the goal and really, really suppress the crowd. And I was shocked. I was shocked by how ruthless I had a feeling we'd do something. I knew we'd had something to. We would have something to cook in White Hart Lane today. But for what we did, it really deserves a lot of respect. Number one, we were ruthless. Like, we knew Spurs had a set-piece problem, and we completely exploited it. We knew Udogie wasn't playing. We completely exploited it. Saka had a field day. And it wasn't like we were amazing. We were not amazing. If I think about, like, our performance against Chelsea, way better than Spurs. In terms of pure chance creation, fluidity. But then again, Spurs are a better side than Chelsea. And like, Chelsea just roll over. Spurs won't do that per se. But I was so impressed by how quickly we exploited their weaknesses and how we took advantage. And I think it was a very polished first half, and it could have and should have been 4-0. Should have been. Maybe that would have changed the dynamic of the game. And it was interesting because when I was watching us, our defense had everything on lock. We looked good on the counter. Spurs weren't playing bad, but we were just clearly a better team, much more ruthless. Our midfield, oh my goodness, Declan Rice and Partey. Mr. Maddison, who I think is a baller. I think James Maddison is a baller. I'm just saying. And it's not like Ødegaard was amazing today. He was quite average. But he didn't need to be amazing. He did not need to be amazing. We locked down Maddison. What? Now, is Maddison rubbish? Is he rubbish now? It's so, like, all of these competition. Oh, Maddison versus Ødegaard. It's clear. Which midfielder is doing the business at the business end of the season when it matters? There's only one. Only one. But I won't get into that. But going into the match, it's interesting. Spurs getting split open by Havertz diagonals. Like, tell me I'm dreaming. Havertz is playing like long ball diagonals that are splitting open the Spurs defense. And Saka it's the easiest cutback he's ever going to have in his life. I don't know what Ben Davies is doing there. But kudos to the boys. Like, they were not dominant. They dominated Spurs. They weren't dominant in the match, but we just dominated them. We bullied them. You could see it was men against boys. And it's not often that I've been able to say that when we play Spurs, the past decade, men against boys. So it was really, really good to see. And then what can we say about Bukayo Saka? I think, what was it? I saw he's got 20 GNA against the Big Six since, like, starting properly for Arsenal. The only Salah and KDB in the period he started really playing games for Arsenal. Only Salah and for the first team, that is, only Salah and KDB have contributed more against Big Six opposition. And it's so funny. This is the guy that people keep giving stick. Oh, limping off this, limping off. Where's your limping jokes? Where's your limping off jokes now? Where are they? Where are they when my man is doing the business? 33 goals and assists combined this season. First English player for Arsenal to notch 15 Premier League goals in a season. Where are you guys? Where are you? Oh, have you seen my son Bukayo Saka limping? All of this nonsense. Shut up. Look at what my man is doing. It's interesting. Like, we were not that great, but you could see we're just a better team than Tottenham. I don't even want to spend too much time on Tottenham. They're a decent team. Ange's a decent manager, but clearly they remind me a lot of where we were at. Not last season, but the season where we missed out on the top four. Right? Now, Spurs are in danger of missing out on that because Aston Villa are a good team. But, I was just very, very pleased with just the ruthlessness and professionalism of the team. It's just annoying that nonsense that Raya is doing. Because I watched in the first half. I watched in the first half, watched the first half, watched some of the second. I'm like, okay, we look fine. Like, we honestly look good. And I said to myself, the only way Spurs make this an interesting game for us is if we give it to them. That's the only way. And lo and behold, Raya error. And I think he's third for most errors leading to goal. Now, he's not had the spotlight on him because our defense has been doing the business. He saved some penalties in the Champions League. Great, blah, 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 blah. But I'm saying it. And to be fair, I think he actually is marginally. He's marginally a better keeper than Ramsdale. He's actually not marginally. He's a better keeper than Ramsdale. It's clear. The whole defense has been good, but, like, he's been decent. But he's got that in him. He's got that in him. And it's just unforced, unneeded, unnecessary. So, yeah, I wasn't happy about that. I know maybe you might call it nitpicking, or I wasn't happy about that. Like, bro, why are you trying this chip thing with your left foot? Like, why? There's no need. And now, of course, when you give them that goal, of course, now crowd starts making noise, and then we concede the penalty through Declan Rice, which I think it's just down to tiredness. Sorry, guys. Oh, too much rice. Too much rice. It's probably what Maddison was saying today. All the rice gave me a dry throat. Not for Maddison, of course. Yeah, Maddison, that's probably what Maddison was saying today. Too much rice, too much rice. That's all he saw. Way too much rice. And it's interesting, what was I saying? Raya, like, what's he playing at? Why does he need to do that? Like, I'm sorry, that really infuriated me. Bro, like, you're having quite a flawless game. Why do you have to do that nonsense? Then you let them back in the game, then you can see the penalty, which is natural. And because they had fresher legs, would stick it on us going towards the end. We knew that would happen. We knew, like, but for Arsenal to come through Wolves away straight after the Bayern loss, Chelsea at home, when people were chatting rubbish, oh, we could derail it. Spurs away, oh, this is it. And for us to leave with 3 points, 7 plus 10 goals scored. The majority of those coming against our London rivals. 6 out of 6 points in a week against our London rivals. Only conceding 2 goals. Oh, come on. Boys, phenomenal job. We might just win this league. We might nab this. I know City got their games in hand, but we might nab this league. Because the sad thing is we're doing all of this now. The mad thing is that we could end with a 100% record and City still win the league, which is crazy to me. Just goes to show you that that Aston Villa result, man, that Fulham draw, all of the. Anywho, can't dwell on the past. So yeah, so I was really pleased with the boys. And in terms of like the spiritual lesson I had today is that it's interesting because one thing that people kept commenting on in the lead up to in our running was Arsenal are tired, they look leggy, this, that, blah blah blah, all of this, all of blah, blah, blah. But when you actually look at us. People said against Aston Villa, a game of 2 halves, we tied up, which is kind of true. But if we take our chances against Villa, we win the match. Against Bayern as well, better team in the first half. I think second half, yeah, maybe we got tired a bit, but Bayern also just stuck it on us. They're a better team. Sane, like, all he needs is one action, and he can win the game, which is what happened. Even Wolves, we looked tired and leggy a bit, took our chance, controlled the game, defended well. So it's funny, all of this doom and gloom. Oh, they're tired. Oh, this. Oh, that. All of this. Where is it now? Why does the team look like they're thriving instead of just surviving? Why does the team not look lethargic? Why does the team not look apathetic? Well, I'll tell you. I want to share a scripture with you. That's actually from the Bible. So it's a great principle that really helps me when I'm tired. It's a scripture from 2 Chronicles, chapter 16, verses 9. It's one of my favorite scriptures to go to when I'm tired and, but I need to do something and I can't be bothered. And the Bible literally says, for the eyes of the Lord range throughout the earth to strengthen those whose hearts are fully committed to him. You have done... It's interesting. The Bible here teaches that God strengthens the hearts of those who are fully committed. So we learn from this scripture that you don't need to be strengthened to be fully committed. No, you need to be fully committed, then you get strengthened. And that's what I love about us. Because if you think about Arsenal, did I say Arsenal? I meant us, Arsenal. Sorry, tired, right? But I'm fully committed. It's interesting. If you think about Arsenal, we have looked tired. We have looked leggy. But one thing you cannot fault is their effort level. Like, today was phenomenal. Not only Gary Neville put it perfectly, it's very special when you see 11 talented players who are working together and being diligent to carry out a system and a game plan. That's what we've been doing. The players have been absolutely working their socks off. And this is what, and they deserve kudos for that. And it's interesting, all of these tiredness claims, they're going out the window now because it's like we're looking stronger and fitter and faster. It's crazy. Why? Because we're fully committed. And that's just a life principle that we learn from the Bible. How do you get stronger in something? You need to fully commit. So many people wait for a feeling of feeling strong, feeling like it's the ideal time, feeling it's like no. If you wait to feel like you're gonna do it, if you wait to feel strengthened, nothing happens. Only when you get fully committed, only when you get fully invested, and you just go in the strength you have. The Bible teaches that God strengthens you. So there's a lot of people that want God to strengthen them, say, God, please help me with this, help me with that, but they don't do anything, or they do the bare minimum. How about when you pray that, you do your absolute best, you get fully committed, then you get strengthened. And this is sincerely why I believe Arsenal now, we look reinvigorated. It's not like the players aren't tired. It's not like they're not leggy, but they're so invested, they're so focused, they're so committed. And as they've gotten committed, they're getting strengthened. And because they're getting strengthened, now they look reinvigorated. And they're just going, and now there's momentum. Win, win, win. Winning is a habit. And this is so good that these young players, still one of the youngest teams in the league. And it's crazy because if we win this league, if we nab it from Man City, it's a big if. Right now, it's looking like, even though City got the points tally, anything could happen, right? If we win the league, honestly, this is Arsenal's, in our modern era, this is Arsenal's best. This will be the best title win since the Invincibles, right? And I'm talking better than 2001, 2002 when we did the double. Better than 1990, Wenger's, I believe, first full season. Was it 1997 to 98? This league title will be better. Purely because, of course, we've got great quality players, but those teams of the past, they were quality players going against one machine. But now this is us being young, we've got quality players too, but going up against Man City and probably, if we're looking at performance-wise, we've been the best team for the second consecutive season. Performance-wise, we've been the best team in the league, right? You got to give the guys credit. But anywho, these are just my thoughts on Arsenal, on the Arsenal Spurs match, and why we're actually in a time when people told us we'd be flagging, we're getting stronger and stronger. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for listening. Hope you have a wonderful evening. Please make sure to like, share, subscribe, and I will see you all again next week.